FPL की जन्नत में जारी। FPL transfers are subject to market risk. पहले की performance are not indicative for future planning. Players को लाने से पहले खुद भी जांच करें और fixture position, game week और wild card को ध्यान रखें। हमारी बकचोदी और बकवास के साथ रिस्क जुड़े हुए हैं और हमारी सलाह की कोई गारंटी नहीं है।
You can see our team right now, and would you say I'm not entirely happy, but which is why I was telling you that we could push for a free hit and maximize on the home games for Wolves and Man United, and of course Burnley against Norwich as well. Do you think it's a good idea to free hit in 37, keeping in mind that one has a good template for 38?
Pros of free hitting this week could be that you can get the likes of Martial and Rashford in very easily.
True.
And Chris Wood as well.
Yes.
So it's basically those three which stand out, which are missing from your team.
I had a Rashford, Martial, Bruno Fernandes template in my mind. All right.
Yeah, for the free hit, right? Yeah.
Yes. And probably drop Kevin De Bruyne for Son as well, who I think has a goal in him against Leicester. Leicester will chase the game. They will leave spaces at the back. They're not going to sit at the back.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a high scoring game.
Yes.
Like I fancy Kane, Vardy, even Son to do well. A few of them have a good chance of doing well. Personally, with my own team, I'm free hitting in 38, but with your team, I think it makes more sense. Yeah, I think I like the idea.
Okay. So we are going to just work on some combinations.
Sure.
Do you think Trent is still a good bet against Chelsea?
That's an interesting one, actually. Trent, I wrote my article this week, and I mentioned that Robertson has been actually outdoing Trent for creativity. But I mean, Trent is probably one of the most explosive FPL defenders of all time, so I won't bet against him. If you're free hitting, I would still recommend that you go with him.
So let's keep Trent. Wan-Bissaka I'm dropping because we probably want to figure out Martial here somewhere, right?
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm just going to remove the defense. Leicester, I don't think Justin has a lot of value because if in a free hit I want to play a strong 11 rather than think about my bench.
I think I'd double up on Wolves defense this week if you were free hitting.
Okay. Would you go Doherty? Yeah. Would you go Saiz?
Both.
Right. So Doherty, Saiz, and Jimenez. You would keep him against Crystal Palace, right? Or would you let him go for a Chris Wood?
Thing is that I really like the look of Rashford and Chris Wood this week, and you have Ings already. So I mean, it's you have to pick 3 out of them 4. I would probably let Jimenez go if I'm being honest.
So Rashford, Ings, and Chris Wood, right?
Yeah.
Burnley,
and it's very sort of surprising to see the hysteria over a Burnley striker this week.
I know.
On social media. It's crazy. Literally looks like everyone's buying him. But I think we're probably we probably live in a shell where we don't really exactly make up too much or represent too much of the FPL community. We're just a small bubble, this Twitter community and Instagram.
Yeah. Yes. You're right.
So he's still going to have a low ownership, I would think, overall.
Right. We go to Martial then, who's probably a must-have.
Yeah.
All right. So now we've got 24 in the bank. We need one strong player. You were how about Heung-min Son? Does he look attractive at this point?
He does look attractive, but City have Watford this week. Don't forget that.
True.
So I'd like to get some City in for sure. Whether you want KDB, whether you want Sterling, whether you want Mahrez, you can just go with anyone. I mean, it's very hard for me to suggest who.
The question being, KDB is going to get a lot of minutes versus Arsenal on Saturday.
I think all 3 of them will get minutes. Sterling will get minutes.
Yes.
Mahrez will get minutes.
Yes.
But it's your guess is as good as mine as to who starts at Vicarage Road. It's really hard.
Because I don't think he's going to risk a lot at Vicarage Road. I know he's.
You think it's going to be a similar team to Bournemouth?
Yes, I think so. Even though it's sort of silly to put yourself in Pep's shoes and guess a team. At the same time, I'm going to take the risk and say it's probably worth giving Kevin De Bruyne a rest.
I think one of Sterling and Mahrez will get rested for maybe Foden. I'm not sure,
Maybe
but
Foden.
I think
Foden probably
I'm
comes
pretty
in.
confident that De Bruyne will play both.
Ah, interesting.
I think I'd probably go with KDB and Mahrez.
Not David Silva?
Oh, David Silva again. I'm not sure. I mean, if he starts the cup game by any chance, he has started all the cup games so far. So I mean, if he starts the cup game, then he's going to be at risk in the league. So I'm not really sure whether he starts or not.
Okay, cool. We'll listen to you. Thank
you.
Mahrez and De Bruyne then. This could be a...
You can sell Ederson, right? You can sell Ederson for someone cheap.
Okay. Who would you bring in though? Because the team that I see plays is a 3. These players who are on the pitch right now, apart from let's say Nyland is off, this is going to be the team.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So whoever you pick, it doesn't really matter from this point onwards.
Yeah, exactly. For the goalkeeper, I think maybe Nick Pope.
You'd go with Pope?
Yeah, Pope or Patrizio. I think those are the two standout teams. You've already doubled up on both, so I'd like triple might be a bit too much for you. I'm not sure. So I guess might be fine.
Nick Pope. So that leaves us with 11.5 for 3 players. We'll just have to go cost-wise then and go for the minimums.
You can get Branthwaite from Everton. He's going to start because Holgate is going to miss the season.
Okay.
Yeah, he's very cheap as well. He's like 4. So he's going to start. Yeah, he's going to start.
And they are away to Sheffield. Would you not have a Sheffield United defender in there at home to Everton?
I think they're I think they have a very good chance of a clean sheet this week. But I can't look past Wolves or Burnley personally. I mean, I would rate them in a tier below Wolves and Burnley this week.
Right. Okay, so 9.5 left with 2 players to go who are not going to play anyway.
I mean, you can pick anyone. If you're picking one, you can go with Egan is safe to start. O'Connell will start for sure. I mean, both of them are fine.
Yeah. Leaves us with 4.8 for a midfielder, which could be Cantwell or whoever, for that matter.
Yeah.
All right. Just for representation's sake.
All right.
Okay. Looks decent.
That team looks really good. Who do you have in mind for captain this week with this team?
I have Martial in my mind.
He's a very strong candidate this week. He's a great option.
Who are your captain picks?
The thing is, there are very few weeks where I look for a non-City asset to captain.
Okay.
I usually tend to captain either Salah or a City asset, whoever I own. This week, though, as I said, you never know with Pep. I have Sterling and Mahrez in my own team, and I'm not sure whether both of them will, start. Either of them will start, for that matter, against Watford. So I'm looking for. I have the triple United players that you do as well. So I'm looking between Martial and Rashford, and I think I might go Rashford personally because his ownership is lower, and I think that if he sort of bangs, then I can get a higher rank boost.
Right.
That's why, and I think he's going to take the next penalty as well. So there's that in my mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had David Silva as my captain in the last week. That was a differential.
That was a masterstroke.
Which really worked out.
Masterstroke.
Because I really thought, because in my mini leagues, I'm stuck on 6th like Man United a couple of years ago, and then I was like, they really need to do something different, because everybody was going for Bruno or Salah, Mane or KDB for that matter, because people expected a whitewash City versus Bournemouth. Then David Silva has to play. He's going to play every Premier League game from now on. That's my personal opinion. I think so. We have a couple of questions. One is, if you have your triple captainship left, just suppose that you do, who would you pick and when would you use it? 37 or 38?
If you're free hitting in 38, then I guess it makes sense to use it this week. It depends on when you're free hitting, basically. The thing is that I think that free hitting for 38 with the City lineup in your mind against Norwich, that could be a really good strategy. So if you're triple captaining someone this week, then Martial and Rashford look as good as any. I mean, they're fantastic options.
Okay.
Triple captain.
And if
you don't have the free hit in mind, and you're captaining someone next week, then basically captain whoever starts in the front three for City, any one of them. I mean, they're all really good options. Yeah, why not? I mean, even if he gets like an hour against Norwich, he can easily score a hat trick in that time. So he's a fantastic option.
That's a good suggestion. Who are the two must-have players in the last 2 game weeks? Let's say you have exhausted all your chips and you have, one transfer this week, one next week. And supposing you put yourself in that difficult position or you've got yourself there, who are the must-have players for 37 and 38? If you were to pick 2 players for 37 that you absolutely must have and 2 for 38 that you absolutely must have.
For 37, I would say Rashford and Martial.
Okay.
For 38, I would say whoever the City front three are. I mean, we will probably get lineups before they'll probably get leaked before the game.
Oh, they will. Are those leaks?
Yeah.
Are those leaks really working out? Because some of them work out and some of them are absolutely falling.
I mean,
and then
there's this guy called FPL Rockstar on Twitter. He posts reliable stuff usually. I'm sure we'll find something before the deadline, around like half an hour or something before.
Interesting. Because I always thought it was more a skill of guessing a lineup than actually getting leaked, because they are very strict about lineups.
The thing is that there are a lot of spam accounts as well, so you should know who to trust and who not to. So as I said, Rockstar has been usually reliable.
Okay.
So it basically depends on the credibility of the poster who's posting it.
Okay. AbuBakar's differential picks for 37 and 38. Let's do it.
Chris Wood for sure this week. No brainer. Straight away. I mean, Norwich are terrible. I mean, they've conceded like 4 big chances per game to opposition strikers over the past 2 games against like Giroud and Antonio. So there's a very good chance that Wood does well again this week, and he's on penalties. We saw that against Wolves. So I'd pick Wood this week. For next week, that's interesting. Who do I pick next week?
Because we all know the favorites. Here's the 38. I don't know. Arsenal? We simply haven't considered Arsenal, have we?
I think Harry Kane could do well.
Harry Kane away to Palace.
Yeah, I think he can do well. I think he can do really well. He's going under the radar because, other options such as Jimenez, Ings, Rashford, Vardy, all of these guys are firing. So he tends to go under the radar, but I think he can do well in this fixture.
Okay. All right. And we are calling Harry Kane a differential at this point in time.
He is a differential these days.
We'll keep in touch, AbuBakar. Thank you so much for.
Yes, of course. Do let me know when you want me on next time. I'll be 100%. More than ready to join.
Yeah, probably game week 1. That would be lovely.
Sure.
Next season.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right.
Thanks for having me on. I've had a great time. Thank you.
Yeah, same here. Thank you. See you.